Hello HUD House Hunters, it's Donnie Corum with Colorado Springs ForeclosureDeals.com. Today we're standing in front of 6956 Summer Grace Street, which is in the very desirable Stetson Hills area. This is a 2003 built home, guys. It has 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, about 1,700 square feet, including the unfinished basement. And in general is in pretty good shape given the age. We're looking at some cosmetic work, maybe some flooring work. But at only $177,000, guys, you're in a neighborhood that supports $200,000 pretty comfortably. You've got some instant equity on this property. Let's go take a look. I think you'll like what you see. As we enter the Summer Grace property, guys, now one of the benefits to a house built in '03 is you get the modern architecture. This is a Pulte-built home, which Pulte built most of the homes in this area. And just the layout of this particular tri-level home is one of their better sellers. I mean, people do tend to enjoy this floor plan. You walk in and you've got this living room area. So this is sort of, if you will, a formal living room. You put in the couch and then chair set and whatnot. And then you walk into this area to find the kitchen, complete with the breakfast nook cutout with windows. So this is nice to set down your breakfast table, your dining room table here. Great place to eat and convene with the family, and obviously right off of the kitchen. Now again, given the age, there's not a lot of stuff we were prepared to have to do to this property except the cosmetics. So, and this one's no exception. The flooring looks great except for the carpet. The wood floors look wonderful. You are missing the appliance package. They help themselves to that, so you want to add that on. But you know, by just putting in a couple of appliances on this property and maybe replacing the carpeting, instantaneously you've gone from a $177,000 purchase price to a $200,000 value with really easy work. So not a lot of stuff to do. So we walk into the entry area of the upstairs. You get to pick between the 3 rooms. You got 3 rooms up here on the main level. The first of the secondary bedrooms is this way. And again, given the age, we're expecting the windows to be pretty heat efficient. They aren't that old, so it's not something you got to worry about. They did some crazy stuff with the paint on this wall here, so you may just want to go ahead and paint this back to a neutral tone, but that's not that big of a deal. And the bedrooms are a pretty decent size. For a secondary bedroom, I think this feels like it's relatively spacious and bright. Slightly smaller than the first one, and same sort of issue where we put in a little bit of art design here on the walls. This looks like it may even be done in pencil, so we might just be able to clean that right off. If not, you just paint over it. The door has been damaged here, so we want to replace this door. It's about a $40 door at Home Depot, so not a huge deal. And then the secondary bedrooms share their own bath. This bathroom is a full bathroom, so you've got your sink, nice linoleum floors, and a decent plastic surround, all of which looks to be in functional shape. So, not much to report here, guys. You know, we're picking up equity because this is a stress situation. Just keep in mind, the government's not in the housing business. They're in the selling stuff business, right? So they want to get out of this house as quickly as possible. So they know what it's worth, but they've got it discounted to a price that they can bear, allowing for you to come in and sweep up some instant equity without having to do a lot because the government simply doesn't want to deal with it. So this is an opportunity. That's what we're finding. It's distressed. And what I really like about the floor plan on this is on the master, they use a huge window which keeps this room always this bright and open. You actually have to get curtains on this thing because people can see everything from this window, and you can see everything as well, so that's nice. So you'd set up your bed over here. Again, carpeting's a little bit worn in certain places. Either we'll clean it or we'll replace it, depending on your taste there. You've got closet space back here, so this is kind of the, again, his and hers closet setup, and then you have the master bath, which is another full bathroom upstairs. Linoleum on the bottom, tiles, plastic surround, and just in general, everything looks functional and nice. It completes out in this corner here with the master closet, so you've got an additional closet space. So basically 2 closets, which is nice. So you've got 1,359 square foot upstairs, and then you've got a basement that's about 400 square feet. The basement's plumbed out for a bathroom, as you'll see in a minute. It doesn't really lend itself to a bedroom necessarily, but you know, it definitely gives you possibilities to add additional living space and make this a fully finished out 1,700 square foot home in Stetson Hills, built in 2003 for only $177,000. That's a smoking deal. Let's go check out the basement. So before we head down to the basement, we also find this other living room. This would be your non-formal living room. See, it's a tri-level, right? You can walk upstairs, go into the bedroom area. On the main level, you've got the kitchen and sort of the formal living. And then down here, you've got sort of the informal living room area, which is where you set up, you know, another set of couches, set your plasma TV against the wall here, if you will, your entertainment center, etc. And one feature that I think either the homeowner added or they paid the builder an extensive amount to add is this huge deck that expands out to the back. Now we're going to end the video at that deck, so I just wanted you to see that real quick. And also I want you to check out the half bath on the on the lower level here. So again, 2.5 bathrooms. You got the 2 fulls upstairs. You got the half for the guests. You know, they're hanging out in the living room, watching the game. They can come into the half bathroom without having to wander up into the bedroom space. Now, the basement is not legally finished, okay, but what they did do is they went ahead and put carpeting in down here. So though it's not all that pretty, it's pretty usable as it sits. It's just going to take a little bit of drywall work to cover up this insulation all the way around and completely finish this out. But make sure when you do that you do pull permits, because in order to resell a property with a finished basement, the county assessor needs to be involved, and that requires that you pull permits on the property when you finish it out. But this is only 400 square feet of the house, so this is not a lot of work to get in here and drywall this thing out, add another living space, if you will. It could be like your theater room, guys, if that's what you're into, or just another hangout space. And as you can see over here, they plumbed it in for another half bath. So if you wanted to add a second half bath, you certainly could. You've got all the plumbing you need right there, and then maybe frame this off for a little bit of privacy. Option B is you could frame this completely off, because this needs to be separate, and just make this another full bedroom. This whole area downstairs could be a bedroom starting from the stairs on over, which would make this a 4-bedroom house and add substantially to the equity on the property. It's going to maybe take you into the 210, maybe even 215 range if you did decide to make this a bedroom, and if you need that 4th bedroom. So with that, let's head on back upstairs. We'll check out the deck in the backyard, and we'll get you on your way. Come along. So we're out back at 6956 Summer Grace, and as I mentioned from the inside, they put a really nice decking system on this. The backyard is a pretty decent size, but this is where you're going to spend most of your time hanging out with your guests or the kids or etc. So you set up the grill over here, and you got your patio furniture out back. You're elevated on things. You can kind of see the whole neighborhood, and you know, this is just a nice thing to have. Additionally, this has a nice vinyl siding on it. Now, Pulte puts like a 20-year guarantee on this siding. This stuff can hold up under pretty much anything. It doesn't need to be painted because it's already color-coded to match the colors that you need. And it really can take a beating from hail and etc. and hold up and still look pretty good. Most of this neighborhood is built with this stuff, and it always seems to show pretty well. So with that, let's go ahead and recap the Summer Grace property. We're at 6956 Summer Grace Street, Colorado Springs, Colorado, zip code 80922. Now this is in the Stetson Hills neighborhood, so it's basically Dublin and Powers, just east on Dublin. That's where you'd find Summer Grace. Easy access to Powers, really close to the new hospital, Penrose, just up on Woodman and Powers, and pretty easy access to get to Peterson or Fort Carson. We have a lot of soldiers who live here in the Stetson Hills area. Now, normal retail on this property, guys, is about 200 to 210. They have this thing slashed down to only 177 because, again, it does need a little bit of work, but that's what sweat equity is all about. And at Colorado Springs Foreclosure Deals, we're looking to find you a deal. This is one of those opportunities where you can buy this house for only $100 down. You got a payment somewhere in about the $1,000, maybe $1,100 range at most. Right? You got equity of $30,000 the day you turn the key. You do a little bit of work. When the time comes, the market's back in shape. You sell this thing at a $20,000 to $30,000 profit without having to put all that much into it. That's what finding a deal is. So if you want to get a deal like that, give me a call. My number's at the bottom of the screen. It's 719-649-2500. Again, this is Donnie Corum. You can also register online at ColoradoSpringsForeclosureDeals.com. We are the leading resource for foreclosure deals in and around the Colorado Springs area. With that, guys, we're going to keep bringing them to you. You keep watching them. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next property.